Morph is good so far. 8th pick Morph is always very scary. They don't have the best lockdown, like one Bushwhack and maybe a hookshot if it hits. Same thing as TB. It's a good matchup into the TA because they have high physical armor. But I think the next pick is going to tell us a lot about what options Sylar has. Because as we said, he has a pretty special sort of hero pool that he likes to play.
Little limited. I know you kind of alluded to saying it was a puddle at the end of that last segment, but you know, what comes after? Because we go from puddle to pool, but like that's two. You know, a puddle to a pool is a lot of water. What's in between puddle and pool?
A
bucket.
A bucket?
Yeah, I think Sylar's got a hero bucket.
Hero bucket.
Hero bucket. All right. I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Morph looks pretty good against Luna. But so does Spectra. Like, I wouldn't mind a Spectra at all.
I kind of worry for this Luna.
Yeah.
Luna needs to go back in jungle, and you've got a TA that also wants to jungle. Like, that's where you have heroes that kind of clash, right? TA and Luna, if they both want to back off into the jungle, you're splitting farm pretty hard. And that could be a bit of an issue.
So, I'm always wondering, right, when we're doing these panels, we have some very obvious picks that we're calling out sometimes. Do the other teams not think the same way then? You know? Like, because that Spectre pick, we saw it come from like
2 picks ago.
Before the Dark Willow was even picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't pick anything to do with her. She can run out of clock. She can hunt down the Hoodwink super easy. And Luna is not a good matchup into Spectre. Like, you pop your Blade Mail, you pop Eclipse, suddenly...
I will say, but, you know, I really appreciate the cumulative we saw that coming a mile away. But it was definitely all you.
No, we're
the brain trust.
like, we're a team
it's not
here,
Black that's carrying the analysis right now. You know, it's all the brains trust. We're a collective.
Chat, I do have good MMR. I swear. Like, see, I called that Spectre from a mile away.
Come on, Bkop, it's all the team effort here. Like, we win together, we lose together, we slay together.
There we go.
Wait, hold up. Hold up.
Yeah.
My camera's upside down because I'm Australian.
There we go.
All right, the least coordinated high five I've ever had to do on camera. But we got there eventually, guys. We got
Dude,
there
I had to like twist my hand so much because of my... whatever.
You could have just crossed them like this and just high five.
Yeah,
you didn't have to like do this
or something.
Yeah, but that's not as cool. Like, what is cool at this? Or...
I mean, you gave the Odin same Prue, and then you were just like...
Yeah, you could have done like, you know, chat anime stance or something.
Oh, that's true. It's my opportunity.
Missed opportunity, Black. I don't know. You'll get them next time, dude. Trust me. But speaking about the draft just a little bit here, the final picks coming out for both these teams. I feel like for EHOME, I would really love to see them pick up something like a Mars coming out from them.
100%.
As you did say, Bkop, Chalice is a really good Mars player, and I think the Mars Dark Willow combo is really, really good. Same with the Razor, and I really hope that Aster.Aries are kind of channeling the brainwaves that we've got flowing out here from the panel to see if they can get rid of that one in the final.
But again, if you think Mars is good, I'm sure Aster thinks the same thing, right?
Truly.
They must.
They have to.
Yeah. They banned CK, what?
Okay.
Interesting. Well, Chalice played that a couple times in the DPC,
Sure,
right?
but
so
Spectre CK
that's not the
is
hero.
pretty greedy. And CK doesn't lane super well into Luna. It's good overall, it just, I feel, doesn't fit this current EHOME draft.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if you don't see Mars or Tidehunter, one of the big team fighters.
Yeah, I was going to say Tidehunter. I was going to say, since we've got the cumulative us,
I mean,
I might as well give us another hero, and there we go. Look at us.
Brains.
See, this is what we're saying.
Just went up like 1,000 points. At least.
Alright, so now they need an offlaner, and I really wouldn't mind, what, Tidehunter. Like, they need something to string everything together. Again, there's no stunts. They don't like stunts.
They're going Centaur. I bet all my MMR
against
on it.
Mars, though.
Yeah, exactly. I know. But I'm just going to say it. I'm going to just boost my MMR.
It can work until it doesn't.
Or no.
So Bkop's doubling on nothing on the Centaur right now.
Hey,
no, you guys could say another hero, so we have a cumulative pool of heroes. Like,
well,
we could say Legion or Tide.
I'm happy with Tide.
You're not going to give us a third hero?
No, I'm gonna go with Black. We're gonna merge our consciousness into this one.
Yeah.
So if we lose together, if we lose, we lose together. What do we got? 10 seconds.
Is there anything better? I'm trying to brainwave it. X, maybe, to snowball?
Nailed it. Look at
Kanka.
us. My MMR just went down like everything.
I mean, Kanka is...
Went down like Conker's boat.
Ow! That's what I'm thinking as well. It's a good hero against a Spectral Lion lane, 100%.
Mhm.
But does it... We have catch now with the X mark, right? So that is good. But is it good enough to swear as their way? No. Of course not. No chance.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'm going EHOME.
This EHOME draft is pretty legit. Like Mars, Dark Willow combo. You have the Razor, who can just drain the Luna or the TA or even the Kanka. Like,
Yeah.
this should be a pretty free Razor game. You got a ton of disable, a ton of damage. I don't really think they're lacking a whole lot. Maybe a little bit light on the tower front, like tower damage front. But I think the team fight more than makes up for it.
Your team fight, it looks so good. Arena into a Terrorize with Brambles in the arena. Like, you're really putting the hurt on with that. And then you've got burst damage coming out from X Nova on the Lion. Like, you're checking off a lot of the boxes, if not all the boxes. And I think what you said, yeah, and tower damage is probably, the only one. Maybe a little later in the game they start hitting pretty hard with tower damage, but sure.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see as we get into game number 2 here. Potential final game of this evening between EHOME and Aster.Aries. I'm going to leave it with Bkop and Black for one more time.
Thank you, sir.
One more time. That's the confidence he just put in to EHOME winning this game. Now, this is one more time. X Nova with the good luck, have fun. And then Uru right there. And a tip. I mean, this is what you guys got to do in your pubs. Take out the toxicity. Get yourselves, easy 50 points. Or 25 or how many ever it is with tips. I don't tip anybody, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, there's our ward. That's an easy D ward. And so what have we got, Bkop? You're going EHOME no matter what?
Yeah, I think XM on this Razor is not only a good pick, but a comfort pick for him. I think Mars is a comfort pick for Chalice.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, Lion's a comfort pick for X Nova. The other two could be, Spectre for Sylar. I don't expect it to be something he's uncomfortable with. I don't think that hero is really, if you're a carry at this level in the game, should be an uncomfortable hero. So I think every carry should be comfortable with Spectre for the most part.
Yep, I agree.
I think other than Dark Willow, but I've seen Fade play this hero as well. Like, I think EHOME just have a comfortable draft. Whereas Aster.Aries, something I alluded to, and I don't know if you agree, is if both the Luna and the TA get backed up into the jungle in some sort of fashion, you're splitting farm on heroes that both like to take the jungle. And that could be dangerous.
That's the same reason why I said I don't like TA and TB. TA and Luna do the same thing, right? They want to farm the triangle, and you don't want to farm the triangle together because it's very inefficient, and there's just not enough resources to really enable both of the heroes, which is always a little scary. Spectre, he has Urn of Shadows queued up right now. Alright. I'm not against it. It's a pretty old school thing to do. But is it better than just investing into a straight blade mail?
Right.
Probably not.
So now the follow-up question, because we talked about Axe always getting chipped vest. Does Sylar on Spectre get chipped vest automatically?
Yes. Unless Gaben wants to force a game 3. In which case, he will not get it.
Oh god. X Nova taking a lot of damage.
This Acorn shot is ridiculous, number one. If you get a double bounce, you're taking a ton of damage. How much is that? So it's 50 plus 50, so it's 150 damage just from the Acorn shots, which slow you, and then there's right clicks on top of that. I think he also ate a Tidebringer. He just went from full health to like 50. A little bit spooky.
That's the one thing. Yeah, that's the one thing that scares me for X Nova is can he withstand if his positioning isn't almost perfect? The Tidebringers.
Yeah, level 1 Tidebringer is pretty easy to dodge. But once he's level 3 and onwards, it's gonna be very difficult. And we're gonna look at XM in the mid lane here as well. There's a lot of creeps under the tower, but they're not in a good position for him to last hit. Yeah. TA actually doing very well in this first couple of waves. 6 CS compared to Razor's 5.
Three denies though on XM. We'll see how he performs in this lane. Again, I expect, especially with how much harassment X Nova's taking in the top lane, you know, X Nova to maybe rotate in.
Yeah, that's
At
a
least
very
over
potent
towards
kill
me.
combo.
Yeah.
Even Dark Willow too. That means Cat has to be a little bit careful. Clockwork dropping down very low. Still has a healing staff though. No mana to work with, however. Maybe he would want to just reset at home.
Ooh, XM losing his courier with the bottle.
That got cleave from full health, so he doesn't have a bottle now. That feels real bad.
So now Phoenix with a bottle. He's gonna soak up these water runes, and XM will see how he's able to sustain at least while he doesn't have this bottle to work with.
Definitely gonna be a little more challenging now. Because Tia with the refraction shatters can actually last it decent well. Hitting about 110 damage, plus a Quelling Blade. Yeah. How's bot lane looking? Luna getting pressured quite a bit. Like it's a very strong
Yeah,
duo
only
lane,
11
Mars
CS.
Willow. Yeah. And as you said, Chalice on Mars, very comfortable.
So that's my question. We were going to talk about how comfortable Mars is, but we'll hold up for a second as X Nova goes down to Yuna.
He's getting tipped
And
as well.
X Nova was getting harassed pretty heavily in that lane. So is Sour. Those Tidebringers really doing quite a bit.
Offlane Kanka's a beast. Like that hero is very hard to stop if you don't have the right heroes, like an Ursa or so.
Get the
Chalice.
kill on a Chalice. The Siamese Cat runs at him. Fade trying to get one in return. Now goes into the Shadow Realm to meet Yugi's grandfather and will get the kill. So only stuck there for a moment. Maximilian Pegasus can't keep Dark Willow there forever.
Yeah. Who is that to Kaiba in this equation?
Who's the Kaiba in this situation?
Yeah.
XM maybe? Razor?
Alright, I'll take it.
So going back to the whole thing with Chalice and how proficient he is on Mars, if you spear into the brambles and use that God's Rebuke, does he stand there still after that spear hits the tree?
What do you mean exactly?
So you know how you could do the spear, God's Rebuke, and it stops them from going with the spear into the tree?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you, without the God's Rebuke, and if you just hit the brambles, do you still go, or is that something that'll also stop your movement as well?
Oh, you still go, you still go. Which is also good though, because if you start on a bramble, because he hits you with a bramble, you can spear him into another bramble, and potentially God's Rebuke him into another bramble. Which is why this combo is so potent. How much is a triple bramble? That would be 480 damage. You can maybe see it here. Ah, I just missed this barely. It was close.
The Cogs put him in a good spot to just walk away, but had he walked into a bramble, potentially could have just been his life.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a little mini game against Dark Willow every time, right? Raiders level 6, you have to be
X
careful on
onto
TA.
Sylar. Nothing too
fine.
crazy on Sylar. XM level 6 now, which could mean
Phoenix is also
pressure
fine.
onto the tower mid.
Potentially, it's just Razor doesn't really deal a whole lot of tower damage, unfortunately. And now TA is also level 6, so the traps are gonna make life a little more problematic.
You can see Phoenix already kind of thinking about, hey, can I back up into the jungle? But at the same time, Luna's not exactly having the best lane. But that being said, staying even with the Spectre, we'll see what Uu wants to do.
And there's a catapult here too. So you do want to destroy the catapult first if you can. And just try to get that out of the way. rune top, invisibility. Maybe he's even looking to gank
Does
top.
he go
one.
top?
Nice bushwhack. Catching out both support heroes, and now they should know they have a ward there.
Question is, do they stay? Because they've got the invis, and you got to expect that they think that XM's out of the lane. Yuna coming over. They want Kunkka. He's the one they want to go after. They've got the static link. The pushback comes through onto the Lion. They might be able to trade. They will. It's at least a 1-for-1, but they've got the Curse Crown that lands onto Yuna. Scurrying away and maybe making an escape. Shadow Realm, but you can't keep up with the fast Hoodwink.
Yeah, the movement speed bonus 20% with double charges as well. A little bit too much to keep up with, but a good rotation from XM. We've seen it a lot of times. Like his Razor rotations are always spot on and alleviating quite a bit of pressure from the Spectre, who also picked up the Urn just before that, so 2 charges to his name.
Spear. Siamese cat onto his own cogs.
There's Haunt available now. They want to set up for a kill on the side lanes. And Ulu is going heavy into the beams. Usually we see 2 levels max on the beams and just prioritize the scaling. But he's potentially looking for a turnaround with an early Eclipse. They're setting up bottom. They want to use Haunt.
Yeah, both supports here again.
Will they get a chance to, though? There's no
I think they
arena.
saw them come through on the ward, though.
Yeah. The warding has been pretty damn good from Aster, even in game 1. Especially while they were
Catching now X Nova. Earth Spike immediately. Lucent Beam was already used. They've got the Hex as well as the Brambles coming down. They'll go to the Haunt. Sour trying to make a rotation. They've got the Spear that lands onto Siamese Cat. They'll get the kill out of the Clockwork. And now Fade body blocking Ulu really well. Goes into the Eclipse. And he just walks away. XM, meanwhile, though, dead to Phoenix. As they make a rotation, I believe, with the help of that Hoodwink that catches XM off guard.
Yeah. He got caught out by 2 fully charged TA traps as well. And of course, that massive slow and the damage over time is very, very hard for Razor to deal with. Which is why we said in the draft that it's actually not a super hard counter in the lane as much as it was before. TA received a lot of buffs since then, and it's a big ancient stack. Yuna is just coming over. Says, hey, give me my level 6, bro.
Ooh, again, getting pressured. Lucent Beam on XM. They've got the Earth Spike. Here comes the Kunkka, but he's immediately hexed. They've got the arena. The Spear lands on a Siamese Cat. This might not be 1, but 3. Ghost Shift, Touring, all landing on a Sylar. He might be in some trouble. They've got themselves the cogs, but it won't be enough with the battery assault, and they miss the bushwhack. They get the kill now onto the Kunkka. Sharpshooter hits the Lion. The Earth Spike is there. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 kills here for EHOME. Wow. That is great movements coming in from EHOME. An aggression that we did not see early on in the first game.
Yeah, which do you think maybe definitely like Luna being caught out there baited them in 1 by 1. But do you think Luna is only there because TA is farming the triangle? Because I feel like Luna...
That's the thing.
Yeah. Luna wanted to be there, I feel like.
Does it also put Luna into a different build? This Lucent Beam, Lunar Blessing, not taking any Moonglaves to farm at all in the jungle, say. Like, is this just the standard build, or is it, like, deviated off the standard a little bit?
As I said, usually go heavy into the aura as well as Moonglaves, just to be able to sort of farm up in the triangle, but... I mean, TA at least is very rich. But can TA solo carry against a lineup like this? It's going to be tough. Luna is suffering quite a bit. Like, you never want to be behind a net worth when you're playing against a Spectre as a Luna. He's going Radiance on Spectre. Wow. Sider taking out all the old builds from 5 years ago. Earn into Radiance is such an old school.
It still works. I'll prove it to those kids.
Yeah. The boomer mentality. Trying to get through to those Zoomers. Setting up on Sylar.
Bushwhack, Sharpshooter. There's the break with the Spirit Vessel and the Ghost Ship. Sylar is dead.
I'm kind of
It's not
hoping
me
he's going
that's
away
wrong,
from
it's
this
the
item build.
kids. After that death?
Yeah, I think just going to the Manta. Like literally every other player on the planet. There's a reason why Manta is so good. It gives you Roshan, gives you good fighting ability early on, and most important, it gives you armor as well. A lot of armor against the TA. And once TA has Deso, you're gonna get shredded as the Spectre.
We'll see if he keeps the build after the pause. It's a 2K lead for Aster.Aries. This is a little bit of the same of what we talked about. Laning phases for these teams that don't have the experience have been solid. The question becomes after, is it, enough for them to hold on to? Can they sustain? Do they have the experience?
Yeah, it's gonna be... Well, Luna's in trouble here.
Terrorize trying to land it. Now looking at the Terrorize as the hook shot comes in. They land the Brimbles out onto the Luna. Uru now on the run, but the damage coming up from XM is certainly felt.
He has
a late
Eclipse.
Bedlam Eclipse, and the damage right onto XM. Yuna gets the kill with the Bushwhack. But they're gonna haunt. They want this. They'll look for the Terrorize, but he can't get it off. Acorn shot, Shadow Realm may even not need the Terrorize as he lands the shot onto Uru and gets the kill into the Luna. Now they've got the arena as well as the Earth Spike, then the finger, get the kill on Yuna. And now the TA, who's the one that really doesn't want to die, top of the net worth, but it's looking likely. Cursed Crown runs back into his doom. He'll end up dead. They've got the Tidebringer kill and a fade, but now it has fallen out of control because this might be a full team wipe here for EHOME towards Aster.Aries, but they back off. They pull the ejection cord. Chalice on the run through the trees with the Spirit Vessel on him. Can he find a place to TP out? God's Rebuke? No, he can't. And it's Kunkka who gets another, this time on Chalice. He's got himself a killing spree.
Yeah, TA was a very big kill for the side of EHOME. And again, this is what we spoke about before. Like, one hero gets caught and all the other heroes slowly trickle in, kind of getting baited into an awkward fight. And it was the second time this happened to them. You have to be very careful that they don't get stuck up in this save your friend syndrome. But as soon as you realize the situation is bad, you gotta just go back to farm. Go back, push the lanes. Because otherwise you're just gonna... How many heroes did they lose? 3? Or 4 even?
Aster.Aries lost 4.
Yeah, 4. I mean, they did get a couple of return kills as well. It's not like it was super one-sided, but Spectre wants this to happen, especially with this item build.
Unseen energies.
So 1K lead. It's starting to dwindle here for Aster.Aries.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
XM now with the Yule Scepter can potentially look for some solo kills. TA is also very close to the Desolator.
Hook shot mid onto the Lion.
He's just gone.
Torrent Earth Spike comes through, lands on a 3, but it won't save his life. Kunkka's starting to get out of control a little bit.
Yeah, we have seen what a big Kunkka can do. Like, if you snowball really hard on a Kunkka, the water park is a big problem
Yeah.
for the city.
Ooh.
Which is
Water
basically
City.
Atlantis.
Nobody's ever dehydrated. No, it is. So wait, does it sink or is it? This is pre-sinkage.
This is pre-sinkage.
Okay.
Yeah, the blooming Atlantis.
See where Poseidon is.
He's very close to the relic on Spectre. But you can see how weak he feels, right? Compared to when you go for Yasha and the Manta style build up. You would feel a lot more inclined to fight early on. Because Asta do have a greedy lineup and they kind of got away with it.
Mhm.
Now Deso completed on TA. Might be looking for Roshan. Or it's a big smoke up against Sylar. Level 4
And
X.
got the
with
X. Can they rotate in time though? Hookshot comes out onto the backlines. Now they use the Eclipse. They got to Terrorize. Is it enough?
Where's he
Spirit
fighting?
Vessel, he's broken, and he's gonna get to the low ground. But Chalice, he's dead to Phoenix somehow, some way. Sylar, he survives. Oh my, that was close.
It opens up Roshan though, because they needed to use a lot of ults to help him.
Yeah, Arena down and Mars dead. They don't have Bedlam, they don't have Terrorize. And Fade, he can throw down a Bramble Maze, but I don't think that's going to help him out all too much. They do have Haunt if they want to make a last-ditch effort to try and stop this Roche or swipe the Aegis, but I just don't think that's what you really want to try and accomplish here. And, yeah, Radiant are going to take the first Roche and Aegis, which is something very doable with a farmed TA like Phoenix.
Yeah, 100%. They have a very strong timing now. Spectre still very weak. Still needs another 1.5k. So she even has the Radiance completed. And even then, she doesn't feel like super strong. You saw, as soon as she was broken, she took so much damage from everything.
The thing is, though, Sylar, you know, he's... This is a decent Radiance timing, right? Because he's been involved in 9 kills.
It's not a terrible Radiance timing. It's just... why it fell out of favor is the nice hookshot away. It's the build-up, it's too slow. Like Yasha lets you fight very early, it's very cheap components, so if you ever die, it's not as painful. But once the Radiance is online, he's not going BKB on TA, so the Radiance burn and the mischance is going to be inconvenient. But it doesn't give him stats, you know, it doesn't make him more tanky. You gotta rely on RNG to kind of dodge attacks, I guess, which can work if you get lucky, but do you want to rely on that? Probably not.
RNG might be the name of the game, though.
Yeah, potentially. He's farming up the Ancient stack now. Yeah, as I said in the pre-game that we discussed, I thought he was just gonna go Blade Mail, which makes a lot of sense against the entire draft. See if it comes to bite them in the butt in the end or not.
Does this build double back for Blade Mail, or could he double back for Blade Mail?
Nah, I think if you go Radiance, you're just gonna go straight into the Manta after and scale with the Skadi. Like, if he gets Radiance, Manta, Skadi, he will be the strongest hero on the map. But can he get there? And if he can he get there without being at too big of a disadvantage? At least XM is farming up very nicely as well. Closing in onto his BKB. Okay, Radiance online. Now it's time.
And that could be a big timing. Radiance and then BKB for Razor as well.
Yep. But DDTA, he's gonna be hitting so damn hard. Do they have a way to purge it? They have a Yule Scepter, but that's it. And now you can look at Razor, why we consider him not to be really a hard counter to TA or anything. Why it goes both ways. He only has 10 armor. If you get hit by the Melt plus Deso, he's at -4.
Yeah. The question becomes, can he survive the TA's onslaught? Can you kill the TA prior to BKB, slowing potentially down the BKB?
It's a lot of questions to answer. TA had Crystallis initially queued up, but he also recognizes against the Radiance you do need that BKB. Because it basically just nullifies it.
Ooh, Kunkka might get caught, but Yuna's here to try and help. There's the Arena Acorn shot. Bushwhack does not land. They've got the Terrorize. They should have the damage to get the kill here with the Haunt coming in. Sylar now on a killing spree.
Yep, good usage of the ults. Really all you need to do is get a pick off every time you have ults up, and you're naturally gonna win this game. If you get to late game while not being too far behind, this is pretty much an auto win. Like, Spectre this game will be untouched.
Right.
Yeah, doing a good job. Good damage control, only 2k behind. Xnova getting bled off, but that happens sometimes. Just trying to farm up his Blink Dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
XM TP's in.
Yeah. Once he has his plate mail, he will be pretty survivable also through the BKB. So that's the next big pickup for him. Chalice going into the Blink Dagger. There's a lot of key items coming out for EHOME soon. And Aster haven't really pressured a whole lot, right? They've been fine just farming. Even though they had that Aegis. They still have that Aegis, but only for another 5 seconds.
The thing is, like, yeah, they haven't really pressured too much.
But
is it enough being 2k up?
that is the thing. I don't think they did pressure enough. Simply because they were not ready to fight at all. They got that Aegis at a really good time. Spectre didn't even have a relic at the time, and they just didn't want to force a tier 2 tower or anything like that. And now, you can just tell, they're coming into this mid game again, they're not entirely sure of what they need to do or what they want to do. And they're fine just farming the map, which is exactly what EHOME wants. They want to trade farm. Because if you can stay at an even footing, as we said, you're just going to gravitate towards the late game naturally, and Spectre is going to be king there. You have a Razor as well, who is somewhat of a counter to TA and Luna.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, that
Shot.
goes hand in
Nice.
hand with what we talked about, with these teams not being able to find proper footing in the mid game, as Chalice does get hit with a hook shot and goes down to Ulu.
Yep. He did finish his Blink Dagger though, so not the worst death ever, and it's giving good space to Sylar still. X-Nova now, his Blink Dagger online as well. There's so many good Haunt combinations now. X-Nova can do it, Chalice can do it, even XM2 and X10 can do it. Triple BKB timing on Radiant though. That's a big one. Now this Radiant suddenly feels like it's nothing.
Looks like EHOME might smoke. I mean, they've got a smoke on both supports, so it'll be a smoke as 3. Obviously, you've got the Haunt to join the fight.
Yes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they're not over there, and Aster.Aries, they've smoked up themselves towards mid.
But they have no stuns.
Smoke
They can't
breaks,
even go on the
trap
Razor.
down, hook shot comes in and hits on X-Nova. And they will get a quick kill onto the Lion. The question is, do they get more? Heals up into the air, and it'll just be one.
Yeah. And unfortunately only the past 5.
Radiant's top
Luna is
tower
farming the
is under
Ancients
attack.
alone. Be a little careful. If EHOME just randomly walked there, he would have been dead.
Especially on the dire side of the map. It is a risky place to farm.
He's still doing it. It should not be allowed. Wow, he's getting away with murder here. Like, even Sylar is like, what the hell? Should I be scared? Are they here?
Does he have backup?
Pinging now. Time to run, Sylar. But it's not the right way.
Long Roche respawn, 2.5 minutes.
Yep, Sylar closing in onto his Radiance very, very shortly. Sorry, Manta style.
Let's see. They're going to go in on this. They've got the hook shot. The finger comes out. Siamese Cat. Ooh, big damage coming through. Chalice and X-Nova are already going to be out of the fight with the BKB pop by the Razor. The go after Siamese Cat. They just don't have the damage just yet. Spectral Dagger. Right click in. XM gets 1, but it's a 2-for-1. That is certainly not what they were looking for.
It just got
EHOME.
blown up immediately. What happened
Yeah.
there? Was it a big Psyblade or what?
It
The support was
looks
so low.
like, yeah, it was a big Psyblade, but also the damage coming in from this Hoodwink was pretty massive. Second highest damage dealer in the fight. Obviously, Luna not involved, not outputting anything, but that is really not the fight you want for EHOME when both your Mars and your Lion die immediately.
Yeah, they're super important. But this is what we said about these BKBs. They have no answer to them. Fate is spotted out by the rocket. Terrorize. Okay. Well, Didn't lead too much, but they wanted to do a mass terrorize combo. But he
Hook
got
shot.
torrented.
Bushwhack and the damage again immediately. X Nova killed off, and they've got the Eclipse down with the Meld Strike. The damage is there.
got the
XM
sharpshooter
won't
as well.
be able to survive, and now Dark Will looking like, well, that's going to be a +1 for sure. Lucent Beam and the Rocket Flare, they get the kill on a Fate.
Yeah, making it look easy. Roshan respawning in 40 seconds. They will be ready for that fight at least, but EHOME is bleeding away so many kills all around the map. They must be feeling very confident on the Aster side.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
This is not where EHOME thought they would be, and this is the second game in a row where Aster.Aries have a lead coming into about the same point in the game.
Yeah, but this time, maybe even a bit of a bigger lead than they had previously. Roshan will respawn, they will see it right away. Are they gonna pull the trigger is the question. But this Roche fight could be do or die for them. If they lose this fight, EHOME will be in a big, big lead. But it is falling very fast. And EHOME is already too late.
No chance in getting here.
And the shot goes to the Kunkka. He almost has his Aghanim Scepter as well. Gonna be hard team fights from there on.
Yeah, I maybe would have liked to see the shard on the TA. I'm a big fan of that shard. I think it's S tier.
I think Kunkka shot is S tier as well. Really good. It's sort of a disarm as well, because you can't hit through it.
Radiant's bottom tower
That's
is under
certainly an
attack.
odd spell.
Radiant are scanning.
One that you kind of have to be proficient at using.
Yeah, it can definitely backfire if you use it wrongly.
Link Spear coming through, Static Link, as well as the Arena right on the Phoenix. Do they have what it takes to get the kills here? Terrorize on the 3. Maybe they do. They've got the Hawk coming in from Sour. They're going to go after this Hoodwink. Maybe they have the damage to get the kill on the Phoenix. So with the BKB being popped here by the Kunkka. Torrent doesn't land. Damage on the XM. He's going to use himself into the air. They've got the Eclipse coming down. They'll get the kill on the XM. They'll take out Unit and Siamese Cat. Now they'll buy back on this Clockwork. They have a buyback available out onto this Razor, but they got the kill on the Sylar. So taking out the Spectre might be more than admission, or more than the price of admission that EHOME want to spend in this fight if he were to buy back.
Yeah, it was a very good initiation by EHOME, but they overstayed a little bit. The Aegis respawn was just too much to handle. The BKBs were used to kill off the Aegis, so the Eclipse just shredded them on top of all the Kunkka spells as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It certainly shows that they have the ability to clear out these heroes, given the right opportunity.
But now it's high ground time. They do have Glyph available. Terrorize is up. And Mars ult is up in 5. They can catch the TA again.
Dire's middle
Maybe they have a chance. Oh my god, look at the damage coming on Fade.
Oh my god, Fade, Yuna! Oh, that sharpshooter hit!
tower has fallen.
Very early buyback also from Fade.
And
They
they're
want to
staying.
keep knocking on the high ground.
They are staying. Ooh, pulled back into the fight.
It was just a random bushwhack he threw out, by the way. He did not see that, Dark Willow.
The Terrorize
the
bears
Luna.
the blink as well as the spear that's coming out onto the Luna. They've got the finger. Do they have the damage? They've got him up into the air with the Earth Spike. They'll get the kill onto Ulu. They lose Fade. BKB's been popped by Phoenix. They're going to look for the chase. Chalice hit by that trap. He's got Yule's Spectral Dagger out from Sylar. Bushwhack, Torrent. Maybe enough damage. They've got this with a hook shot. Oh, Sharpshooter doesn't land. Torrent Storm bouncing these heroes up into the air. They've got themselves a Spirit Vessel. Tidal Wave coming in onto Sylar. They get the kill on the X Nova. And now they've got the X. They don't even need to pull him back. Sylar dead to Phoenix. And Aster.Aries, they may have just locked up game number 2 here.
Very, very possible. Sylar dying there again is a big blow to him. He's even itemizing into BKB next. because he feels there's way too much overwhelming magic damage. But what can you really do at this point? You're 15k behind. You might not lose a second sight now, but it feels inevitable at this point.
Hook shot in deep on the Chalice. He's been on it. They're going to buy back onto the Spectre. They'll use that haunt. They've got XM moving forward. There's the tidal wave that pushes them away. They also get the ghost ship that lands. Try to TP out Yuna, but he gets hit by the Earth Spike. They've got the Hex onto the Kunkka. This is well played right now by EHOME as they'll get not 2, but 3. And they will take out this Kunkka. Ooh, Courier.
He wants a gem.
Trying to catch a gem, but it's also holding a shard and a tome.
It was a lot of money on the courier, yeah. But he's only support, so won't be dead for too long. Just 2 minutes. Or I say just. You know, if your core is dead for like 4. And it cost the Sylar buyback though. It was a couple of good kills. They needed that. And Sylar is getting very close to his BKB.
All of a sudden, you've got a win condition. Not that you didn't really have one before, but Sylar did buy back.
Yeah, and Razor finishes Shiva's Gato. The next fight with the BKB on Sylar is going to be potentially the last one that EHOME has in them. If they lose that fight, the game might just be over. If they win that fight, however, they are back in the game, maybe even ahead in the game, because as we said, late game is definitely on the side of EHOME. But his Kunkka is causing so many problems.
Could very well be dependent on when that fight happens, how it happens, and if EHOME can find themselves getting Roche soon afterwards, but we'll have to see. Xnova disconnecting as he pauses for a quick second.
Yep. We talked about it last game as well. And the game before that too. There's not a lot of saving supports being picked lately. In the Chinese region at least, so a Lion Hex into a Spear could just kill any of the cores from the Radiant side. And vice versa, a hook shot could lead to the same fate for some of the Dire heroes too.
Feels like bushwhack into an acorn shot sharpshooter is enough to get a kill.
Yeah. Hoodwink deals so much damage. He's not even level 18 yet. And if he somehow reaches level 25, that becomes even more ridiculous. Because suddenly it pierces magic immunity and deals pure damage. 1400 pure damage. Pretty insane. Or 1250, I guess. But tuned down a little bit. But more than enough on a 45 seconds cooldown, basically.
Right.
Woodwing is a strong hero. A little underpicked, perhaps. Alright, Sylar got his BKB. Haunt up in 30. BKB now also finished on Chalice. They got a lot of really good timings coming out. Can they convert that into a good team fight?
Yep. Can you not read my mind?
Sorry, man.
Because I was going to say convert. Like, that was the exact word I was going to use.
Yeah, we've been working together for a while.
I guess some would say too long. Not me, though. I wouldn't say that.
Really?
I wouldn't. I want to keep working with you.
Thank you. I love you.
This is where the chat goes, aw. Thanks, chat. Appreciate it.
Heart shapes coming to chat.
Maybe some cringes.
Cringe is the new hot.
Oh. That was a Luna in a bad spot, but they know where Ulu's running.
Yeah, he is a crazy guy. If he gets hexed there, he's just dead.
Yeah. He goes from Ulu to Ulu.
He goes from Ulu to Hex W. He goes from Ulu to Lul. Oh, man.
Ulul. Yeah.
Ulul.
Roche potentially up in 60 seconds. Scotty is 2 ulti orbs in gold away for the Spectre, so 4,100 gold.
What does TA have? It's going to the Scotty also. Luna going to the Daedal. It's just pure damage on his side. Another smoke popped. It's kind of running from the bottom to the map to the top. From the bottom to the top. To the bottom To the top,
Yeah, now that this time they went from top to bottom because I'm pretty sure spotted them with that rocket flare. Now they've got the X on a Siamese cat. Smoke on the high ground.
They're so
Let's
indecisive
see.
on EHOME. They're going back and forth.
Yeah, they're a little nervous.
X-Nova with the gem. If he jumps in, he is probably going to die.
Phoenix no longer has that double damage. Taking out some obs there. Giving that clockwork 240 gold.
Oh, they're looking at the Razor.
Tower is under attack.
He's on the run.
He should be on the run. Inspector is tipping back.
Hook shot missing. BKB early from Ulu. Uh-oh.
But also early from XM. Important for both of them.
Yeah. Roche now back up. Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard. Man, we have not seen an Ag's Blessing on any of these third Roches.
Yeah, maybe they Shadow removed that. They only spawn on the floor.
Not 50-50. Not true 50-50.
Yeah, more like 9-10.
X coming in, sharpshooter. That's going to come through. They're going to use the haunt. They've got the
Big
tower.
PA!
Oh no! The fear is in. Phoenix has gone immediate buyback. And I just said killing Sylar is a win condition for the side of Aster.Aries. Maybe they can do it with the hookshot coming up from Siamese Cat. They've got the pushback with the Eclipse coming through. Oh no! Sylar gone! 2 minutes dead. Torrent Storm. Everything coming in. And there was no way for him to get out. Tidal Wave pushing Dark Will away, potentially to a TP out. Yeah, sure. But that's going to be Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard into the hands of Aster.Aries unless EHOME make a desperation play. And they don't have buyback on this Mars for 200 gold. So he's not going to be the one blinking in, nor does he have the time to do so.
Yeah, Sylar overstepping his luck there a little bit. He pushed it way too far. Like, you gotta get that kill and get out because, as we said, you don't have buyback. You're dead for 80. Buyback still on cooldown for 90 seconds. That's at least a second. Rex probably. Can they mount a miracle defense without him? I don't think so, right? They have refresher though on Razor. Double Eye of the Storm. Can that maybe?
Maybe defend if they've got the proper initiation coming in from Chalice. The buybacks are Mars, Dark Will, and Lion. The only one who doesn't have it who's alive is XM because he's short 1,500 gold. But get a couple of kills, maybe you're there.
You have to do this properly, Bkop. Phoenix has to be the one hitting the high ground. Luna cannot be
Siamese
caught.
Cat, look at where he's at.
And look at the deep wards as well. The gem though.
Yeah, they'll spot it. So they're going to have an inkling of a feeling that, hey, maybe Clockwork got in around us.
Yeah.
And
They're just gonna give up the side.
yeah.
Good decision. You still have a tier 2
But now
bottom, so they can't go
he's
for
bouncing
megas.
him off this building to go for the tier 4s. That won't last too long, but they've got the silence with the shard that's on
They have
Phoenix.
Cliff.
Oh, they're moving the hex.
The Luna's stuck at the far.
Oh, he's gone. Hookshot comes out of the line, but is it going to be enough for the BKBs being popped here by Kunkka, by this Phoenix TA, and it's just not enough yet. Looking over at XM, who's pushed down to the low ground. They've got the Aegis, so they have a second life on the TA. They hit the sharpshooter. They're going to break XM. They've got themselves the spear. They'll get that kill on a Siamese Cat, but XM trying to run the torrent lens. They've got themselves the spirit vessel on him, and XM's dead. But here comes Sylar. He's got the haunt. Spectral Dagger on a Yuna won't be enough, but they got the kill on a Luna, which is technically again a hold.
We said Luna has to be careful with his positioning. He cannot be the one hitting the buildings. He does. X-Nova capitalizes instantly, and he gets blown up. They do get a lot of exit kills. Luckily, like if they don't get that Razor there, it's a full-blown loss for them. Ares has to be careful here. The Spectre is getting really strong. Once that Skadi is up, it's gonna be a little scary.
Now you're dealing with no Aegis, so it's a little bit more scary at the fact that TA does not have buyback for 5 minutes.
Yep, and your Spectre now does have buyback.
Double damage, as is tradition in these tense moments.
Yeah. Did you see how much work XM did with the refresher orb? He double linked the TA. He couldn't play the fight at all.
Ooh, Spell Prism,
Spell Prism.
Penta-Edge Sword going to opposite teams.
Spell Prism
X
for
Nova
the
landed a bigger
Razor.
spike. It was a bigger spike on both the Luna as well as the TA that opened up that fight for EHOME, and now they'll have XM back up in 5.
Yeah, this is the scary part about Lion. If you have no save on your team, you get hexed, you are going to die, no matter what. Luna had a cheese in her inventory for like the last 3 times she died. But she just can't use it. Got a Trickster Cloak now, which I think should not be in the game. Very strong item. But
Instant
we'll see
fade
if it can
time.
actually save her.
On a loyal warrior.
At least Luna deals a lot of damage, and so does TA. But the survivability, it's not quite
It's
up
not
there.
there sometimes.
Yeah. TA is pretty survivable with the 14 refraction charges. But they do have ways of getting through that. Razor level 25 is going to be a big one as well. The additional 1 Eye of the Storm targets. Together with an axe, that's 3 per shot.
Yeah.
Which is a lot
That
of
could be
damage.
very dangerous.
Yeah. You don't really have to damage anymore to burst him down before he BKBs. Then if you get the double link off on your Luna and TA, turn into a really bad fight really quick. 25 Spectra now. Man.
Timeless Relic.
Yeah, and this is the point in the game where we always say the net worth doesn't really matter a whole lot anymore. Sure, they're still ahead, but they're really strong now on the Dire side as well.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, there's win conditions for both teams. Problem for, I would say, Aster.Aries at this point is in 470 gold for XM, everybody will have buyback for EHOME.
Yeah. Most important is Spectre, though. He can run in, potentially die first, and then buy back Haunt. Oh, yeah, Spectre.
Really like to get that Scotty, but
After the Scotty, what's
Chalice.
next for him? Oh, they're smoking around. It's a big wrap around.
I have it. They found themselves a jetpack. There's the hookshot coming in, out on Tex. Nova, but the force they found on the low ground is going to keep him on. They've got the curse crown that does hit. Sharpshooter! He really is a sharpshooter. That came from downtown. They're going to get the kill on a Siamese cat potentially, and they'll at least get the 1-for-1 trade. But the buybacks come out from both supports with the BKB being popped by Chalice. They've got the arena down to the spear, landing onto the Kunkka, who's trying to run. Can he get a torrent out? It's a tidal wave that comes through with the refresher being popped by Terrorize. It lands onto the Kunkka. They use the Eclipse. Is it going to be enough damage? He'll eat the cheese out of those Luna, but he's still running. The damage from XM is just all too much. He's got 416 extra damage, and it's still not enough for him to survive. They get the kill to XM. He's got buyback. They bought back on the Luna as well as the Kunkka, and now Aster.Aries will turn it around with a Melon Strike that hits X Nova, who already bought back in this fight. Oh my! It was a quick back and forth. It's a 4K lead for Aster.Aries. You need to see how much damage that Razor was pumping out. Oh, Fade getting caught. He's at least got buyback still. Phoenix makes the run and gets the kill.
It's a lot of buybacks needlessly committed, I feel like, by Aster, and now they're probably feeling like they gotta do something with this. They wanna get mega creeps, can they?
Is under attack.
No refresher up for Razor yet. They gotta defend this last piece of Rex somehow. Maybe Spectre needs to expend her buyback for it. They gotta fight this back.
They have Glyph.
Really feel confident in fighting this. Oh, Sylar.
Bramble Maze, Radiance, X. It might set up Sylar. He needs to be careful. He's using that Stormcrafter. Does have buyback. And he did pick up that Scotty.
Yeah, and still has buyback. If they lose Luna now, or Kunkka, it's going to be massive.
You know, looking for a hook shot, or, well, Siamese Cow looking for a hook shot. It was a bushwhack that they were looking for with the BKB being popped by Sylar, as well as Chalice, but Chalice, he's not making a move in. XM, he's moving forward, though. They've got themselves the arena that's going to come down only onto the Hoodwink. Chalice, he's got the control that gets the kill onto Yuna. They also killed off Phoenix, but both of them do have buyback.
The buyback committed by XM, the refresher orb on Mars, actually, for double arena, double spear. There's so many refresher orbs this game. Anka should
Hard to
be
keep
building
track
into
of
one
what
next as
spells
well.
are used.
Yeah. And Luna feels so weak suddenly, don't you think? Like, every fight she's just running from this Razor. He's just doing too much. Refresher up. He's getting a Blink Dagger. Okay.
I can't
I'm
believe
going to the overwhelming Blink.
Is this the latest tier 1 mid that's ever been standing?
I don't know about ever, but certainly one of the longest.
Radiant's middle tower
And this is kind of the point that we spoke about earlier. Spectre now feels a little bit unkillable with that 4k health pool, BKB, Scadia pickup. What's next for him? He has 6k gold. He is filthy rich suddenly.
Dark Willow. Terrorize duration plus a second and a half at 25. Obviously 3 levels away from it, but
Yeah, but look at
I
Razor.
think long term.
Radiant's middle tower
Razor's 25 now. It's double Eye of the Storm targets.
He did not go for Ags. He's actually working towards overwhelming Blink, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah, just to be able to stay on top of them, get a little bit more tanky. Syla is going into the Abyssal Blade. Picked up his Basher. Once that's up, the TA can't really fight him anymore. At all. And this is the tipping point that we've been speaking about. It's gonna be so hard for this Radiant side to fight now. To the Refresher Mars, Refresher, Razor, potentially even Refresher Spectre if there's a Refresher shot in the next Roche.
And there is. It's going to be Roche number 4. So it's
Oh, is it the
Aegis
fourth
Cheese,
one already?
Refresher Shard, Ags, Blessing. Yeah.
Oh, it's the 4th one already. Damn. Or do you just want to give it to the Razor and give him triple Eye of the Storm and triple Link?
Why not? I mean, he had what, 416 damage from the previous Refresher? I mean, he's linked literally for so long. And if he gets that overwhelming Blink, how do you run?
You don't run. They're all building into Hurricane Pikes, but is it enough? He's so fast on the Razor. Now he has a Blink Tag on top of that.
Ward spotting Sylar. Spectral Dagger thrown over onto Yuna. Phoenix frontlining. Not sure if he really wants to be in that exact spot. With them maybe looking to make a move. Chalice links in. Now he's hit with the axe as well as the Torrent. Sylar, he's using that Spectral Dagger to get away. The hookshot misses, but the sharpshooter doesn't.
Yeah, hookshot missed on a stationary target. Trying to bait out at least some BKBs. This game is very tense now with the Roshan up.
For sure. And that gem pen off for Lion. It's a lot of gold from these wards that they're dewarding. Yuna coming through. Acorn shot. Bushwhack.
Oren.
Sylar has to be careful about how he approaches this.
He's taking quite a bit of damage. Double bash. Yeah, he doesn't feel comfortable doing this 100%.
Hook shot is available again. And this is Fourth Roche. So Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard, Ag's Blessing.
This is the good part of this game for Aster. They got two sides, so the side lanes are always going to be pushing into EHOME. So Roche is a little bit easier for them.
blessings upon a loyal warrior.
You've got the waves pushing in, but you've also got the lack of buybacks.
What? Chalice went for the 5-head play. He went for the 180 HP region with the Refresher Orb. It's going to be massive. Like, they're going to heal like 2k health in that arena. It's
Could give
actually
the
a
Venn
pretty
diagram.
underappreciated talent, I think. 180 HP per second is not little. There's like healing ward level of health gain right there. Okay, Luna TP'd bottom. Push out the lane.
Wants to put
Give him
pressure
access to
on.
Roshan.
Yeah.
Chalice, you gotta be careful.
Is this the proper key?
I mean, the problem is they're playing against Spectre, so he can just TP down there, push that out, and haunt to the fight.
They've got the arena down. Spear comes through, and they are going to use that haunt. Yuna looking dead to rights and has buyback, so that's only one for the haunt as well as the arena, but they do have a lot of refreshers on this team. The X, no, Stormcrafters, Sylar avoiding the pullback. Torrent Storm gets used. So that's going to be on cooldown for another 54 seconds. The hookshot all the way deep coming through onto this Dark Willow. But here comes the Mars. He's stunned off. He may not be able to get the arena off. The tidal wave, the ghost ship, the BKB comes up from Chalice, and he's going to be dead. But they get the kill on a Phoenix. They're going to buy back on Chalice as well as Phoenix. They'll get the kill on the Zyra. He's going to buy back as well. So buybacks around the horn. Nobody's got buybacks left. So now it's do or die as they get the kill on the Siamese Cat. He's dead for 93 seconds. He doesn't have buyback. And Roche is sitting here wondering who will slay him as he's down to half health.
Without a clock, it's very hard to actually initiate for them into this Roche pit. Yuna has to be careful too. He bought back for this fight. He gets caught out. He's gonna be there for 2 minutes.
Almost taking the tier 4 top.
Razor is pushing all lanes. He's not there at Roshan right now. They're still hitting it. Such a tense moment.
Sylar's got Abyssal Blade.
Charging up the sharpshooter.
Looking for the combination. Chalice! He's in trouble with the Terrorize. He's going to be enough to get the kill on the Chalice. They're going to use the Torrent Storm. They'll go for the damage onto this Lion. But Ulu, he's gone. Just gets buyback back. It's just back up. That's massive for them. They go to the Bushwick. They got the Torrent. Roche is down. Sylar snatches the Aegis. XM, he's going to eat the cheese. He's trying to survive. He goes up into the air with that Yules with the BKB. Now, Eye of the Storm doing the damage onto the Kunkka. They get the kill onto the Kunkka, but he's got buyback too.
Phoenix has a buyback,
Phoenix, and now the TA hit with the finger. Sylar gets the kill, and that is Phoenix dead for 2 minutes. But look at your base. The tier 4s are falling. Fate's trying to defend. These creeps are coming in and making it very dangerous for EHOME.
Ooh, that was a long fight for all these tier 4 towers to fall. 2 creeps. It's still a big win for EHOME. They're now
Axe Blessing picked up by Aster.Aries. That's dropped in the base.
Oh, the Axe Blessing. Who's gonna get that? I want to give it to the TA? No. The Hoodwink took it. Okay. For the additional spell damage, I like it quite a bit. But now there's no buybacks for anyone at this point, right? Only Dark Willow has it.
Everybody around the horn, but XM will have his in 14 seconds. Clockwork short, 115 gold.
Yeah. And look who got the refresher shot. It is on the Razor. It's going to be a triple Eye of the Storm.
Triple
He's doing
status
so much
link.
damage already with 2.
And he wants that overwhelming blink, but his buyback only gives him 2,700 surplus, which is enough for the Reaver.
Yeah, still a little bit away from it. Now Spectre, you killed him once. But can you kill him twice?
Yeah, this time he's got the Aegis to work with. He did use that buyback earlier. And now Hookshot, they're looking for it. They're looking for the Sharpshooter, but they're going to go to the Haunt. And now going in behind this Luna. They got the kill on X over. He's going to be dead for 100 seconds. They're trying to get the Terrorize down. That's going to hit onto Ulu. But now they've got the stun with the Bushwhack. Sylar stuck in the air. They're going to move
there's
forward.
no buyback.
The Yules out onto the Luna. Luna's in trouble all by himself with the Bangalore right on top. They get the kill on Ulu. And they will take out the Luna for 2 minutes. Fighting that fight without Phoenix, a.k.a. the TA. He's a hero name. He's a team name. And he's also a player name. Phoenix stayed for 8 more seconds, and now they have to hold without Luna for 2 minutes.
Yep, and refresher shot, or Orb rather, picked up on Spectre now as well. They got too hungry. They saw the Lion, but you got a Spectre with Haunt against you. You can't make these moves without considering that. And Luna ends up paying the price. How do they defend without the Luna?
Silence Hookshot coming through on a Chalice. Now they've got the Bushwhack to follow it up. They're charging up the Sharpshooter. So much damage coming into the Chalice for just that Sharpshooter. He's going to pop the refresher. He's going to step into the arena. He's got that extra regen. And look at him just get the health back on the backlines, though. They'll look over the Clockwork. XM coming in. And now he'll move forward. Siamese Cat in trouble. And they should have this Clockwork dead to rights, but he goes to the jetpack. No way, Siamese Cat. No way.
He does have buyback on him, though. Buying a lot of good time for the Luna. Top lane is pushing in too. They have to be careful, EHOME has.
They've got the Torrent that lands on a Sylar, again with the Stormcrafter, but the silence comes out from the trap from this TA. Tidal Wave pulling him in, pops the Manta. It's just illusions. It's Chalice blinks into enemy lines, and now he's going to be hit with the hookshot, but they've got the Terrorize coming down on the Clockwork. He's up in the air on the jetpack. Chalice trying to regen his health inside the arena for the Sharpshooter. He's just too accurate. They get the kill here on the Mars. He's going to be dead for 96 seconds, and now Sylar might be thinking about getting out, but the Bushwhack, it's there on a Sylar. He's level 29. He's got so many talents. He's got so much health. He's got so much damage, but is that that even going to be enough?
X-Mark.
Ooh, Spectral Dagger, I don't think so. X marks the spot. Meld Strike, he's got a second life, but EHOME, I think they're helpless in trying to get him out. He's got the second life. They're going to try and line up the torrent, but the BKB comes through. So Sylar, Spectral Dagger, hook shot again from Siamese Cat. They've got the lockdown. He goes to the mantle of the plasma field on a Siamese Cat with a jetpack trying to run. And now, Rocket Flare out. Sylar has made his escape, but he's one life shorter, and now it is all on the line without buybacks.
This game is insane. I can't believe EHOME.
We're 5 minutes away from tier 5s.
The Hoodwink keeps catching out so many prime targets. Like
The
he
damage
is
on a
keeping them in the
Chalice
game.
with Sharpshooter is disgusting.
Yeah, it is now how much? 1250 pure damage every time. Oh, and that is what half of Chalice's health pool. He now has an A on this that he didn't have previously, but he has to be really careful. He's one of the prime targets for this Radiant lineup. He needs to live.
And you can see how much that arena is doing in terms of the regen that's keeping him potentially alive. The fact that it's so close, the fact that he can even think about surviving by just stepping into the arena is actually crazy. Hookshot coming through, but he's in the Shadow Realm. Now they're going to go to the Haunt. They'll go to the backlines with XM, pop the reverse return immediately. They'll go in with the BKB. The Terrorize gets out of the Kunkka. Maybe want to change directions here as they've got the arena as well as the Spear, so that's going to be the HP region. They'll get the kill out of the Kunkka, and they look over for more. That's 2 minutes without the Kunkka. Yuna popping the BKB and trying to roll
Yuna
on
can't
his
die.
own wing. Oh, Yuna, he's dead. Double kill for XM. Jetpack trying to run, but it's not going to be far enough as X Nova lands the Earth Spike. Triple kill for XM, and now 3 heroes with no buyback. Dead for 2 minutes.
On the Hunter
Luna,
bash.
by the way, getting chased. There's the bashes. Ooh, oh no. See you later, maybe. Eclipse coming down, but it's not going to be enough damage. They've got themselves the Bramble Maze around on Uwu with the BKB. Chalice moving in. Yule's up into the air. Chalice has the control. Chalice has the spear, and they have the kill that will take out Uwu. This is looking like all she wrote here for Aster.Aries as the finger hits on a
GG.
Phoenix, and Yuna will call GG for Aster.Aries.
Ooh, they're making him sweat here. EHOME was not in control of this game for the longest time. XM, like his Razor is just absolutely amazing. I think Sylar with his itemization, don't do that again. No need to do these kind of crazy things. Just build normal items there, normal for a reason. This Radiant's almost through the game against all these BKBs. They clench it out in the end, but this is not how EHOME wanted to win against Aster, who were the big underdogs.
Yeah, first series coming into the TI qualifiers, you need confidence, and I don't know if even winning 2-0 without style is going to be giving you enough confidence. I truly don't think that that is the win that boosts you up to playing in the next round against Sparking Arrow, who are stronger, in my opinion, than Aster.Aries.
100%.
Yeah.
And I said, EHOME, Elephant are the top 2 for me. Maybe after this game, Elephant more so than EHOME.
Yeah, Elephant, they look clean. EHOME still with the inconsistencies, but they do take the series 2-0. We're going to step to a quick break, so we'll see you guys in a moment. Stay right there. Stay tuned.